Thanks very much for that introduction, Nicholas, and thank you for the opportunity to speak at the Resource Rising Stars Investor Conference for 2020. Certainly missing out on that opportunity to be on the Gold Coast. We've actually made some pretty good acquaintances over there in the last couple of years, and looking forward to 2021 being a little bit more normal and hopefully getting across there. So today, I want to talk about Anglo Australian Resources, so AAR. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the key management team that has found their way into this company from the start of this year, and then concentrate on Mandilla, our flagship gold project. So AAR, we are a gold exploration company. We are focused on drilling out this Mandilla gold project. We're putting all of our technical and financial resources into drilling out the project. We want to become a gold development company. That's why we've joined, and we are certainly very much on a path to going from exploration through to development and heading Mandilla into a cash flow positive gold producing company. Now, the key management team, this team has tasted success before. We floated a company called Egan Street Resources in September 2016. We grew our Rothsay gold project. In fact, we tripled the ounces in the ground, took the project into the study phases. So we went all the way from scoping through to definitive feasibility and then got the mine fully permitted. At that point when the mine was fully permitted, we were looking to secure the development, debt and equity funding when an offer from Silver Lake Resources came on the table. Now, that was actually a scrip deal, so depending on when those Egan Street shareholders moved on their Silver Lake scrip, they got between a 2.5 and 5 times return. So floated in September 2016 and the company stopped trading in December 19. So that was just over 3 years. We would have loved to have built our first project, but ultimately we're employed by the company, and as employees of the company, our job is to look after the best interests of the company. And fundamentally, the shareholders are the sum of that company. And when we spoke to our EGA shareholders, they wanted a transaction, and that's what we delivered. We delivered a successful transaction. So, whilst having success the first time, I'd love to say is an absolute guarantee that we'll have success the second time. That's obviously not the case. But what it does do is it actually gives us access to some of the very best opportunities that are out there. And that's what AAR presented to us. So the company's been around for quite some time and it's had its corporate difficulties in the past, but when we ran our own due diligence ruler over the Mandilla Gold Project, this was an opportunity that we wanted in. It was just too good an opportunity to pass up. And that's why this team of professionals joined AAR. So talking about this team, I'd suggest we're relatively simple, and I actually mean that as a compliment in that we like to just move in a straight line. So we want a logical start point and we want a logical conclusion. And that start point is exploration. You move into resource definition, you do the technical studies, you go for the regulatory approvals, go and secure the funding, construction and production. That's our straight line. So when we decided to join AAR, that's because we could see that exact same straight line that we saw at Rothsay here at Mandilla. And bear in mind, Silver Lake saw that straight line because that's why they paid a premium and they took the company and paid out to our shareholders. So from a corporate perspective, this company is exceptionally well funded, $12.2 million in the bank. Since quarter end, we've added another $1.7 million, and we actually have our eyes on another $1.7 million through the completion of the Coonji Park farm out and some additional in-the-money options that expire on the 30th of November. So when we talk about the drilling and all the activities that we are going to be doing on Mandilla, we have the money to do it, and we're not going back to shareholders for any additional funds anytime soon. So I said I wanted to speak about AAR, talk a little bit about the key management team, and then go into Mandilla as a project. So let's start talking about Mandilla. There's Mandilla there. We're 70 kilometres south of Kalgoorlie, 20 k's from Kambalda, and we are surrounded by over 8 million tonnes of operating gold process plants. So this is certainly a tier 1 jurisdiction. Additionally, when you're talking about confidence that a management team might have in a project, I think a really good vote of confidence is the fact that as a pre-resource project, we've already spent $750,000 removing third-party royalties that were existing on this tenement. So pre-resource, we're already signing off and putting $750,000 into this project just to remove royalties. And the reason we're doing that is because when this thing is up and running, it will generate so much more cash, orders of magnitude more cash, because we've removed these royalties. So that is us voting confidently on being able to take Mandilla forward. So now I've just got an aerial image. I'll just start with a couple of drill intersections just to the north of Mandilla East. There you've got 2 metres at 44 grams, 9 metres at 6 grams, 38 metres at 1.4. So just 3 intersections to the north. Now move 1 kilometre south. So we've got 1 kilometre worth of bedrock mineralisation, 17 metres at 3.7, another 20 metres at 3.7, 26 metres at 8, 13 metres at 7. So some pretty good results just there to the north. Now I'll just drop in the drilling that we've actually done on Mandilla East, and it actually shows that we have a really high-grade core to this Mandilla East ore body. There's another 21 metres at 4.5, 38 metres at 5. This thing definitely is demonstrating the potential to be a relatively large-scale, high-grade open pit opportunity. Now, what I'll do is I'll just move south and we go to Mandilla South. So at Mandilla South, we've already identified 0.5 kilometre worth of bedrock mineralisation. A lot less drilling has occurred at Mandilla South, but you can already see 27 metres at 1.9, 16 metres at 1.6, 17 metres at 1.4. And we are currently drilling this out at a rate of knots at the moment. So next image, I'm just going to overlay the drilling that we're currently doing. So we have 2 drill programs. One was a 10,000 metre program infilling Mandilla East, and then some additional drilling to test some of the extensions along strike. In addition, we've now started a 16,000 metre program to infill Mandilla South. So that's infilling that to a 40 by 40 metre pattern. So 27,500 metres worth of drilling. Since in the last 2 months, we've completed 56 holes for about 8,200 metres, and there's another 130 holes to go for another 19,000 metres of drilling, and we are drilling today. Exactly the same image, I'm just showing it over a little bit of geology. I'm a metallurgist, so I don't want to talk about geology for fear of looking stupid. However, what we're doing here is the yellow part is basically the sediment, the pink part, which is the top right of screen, is the Mandilla syenite or the Emu Rocks granite. And we're very much interested in drilling that contact of the syenite and the sediment. I'll just take off the drilling and just show the planned drilling. The white dots is all the drilling that's been completed to date. The blue is the drilling that we're actually currently doing. So this is a very systematic effort to drill out the remainder of Mandilla East to a 40 by 40 metre pattern, and then to drill Mandilla South out on a 40 by 40 metre pattern as well. So whilst we're doing this drilling, the other things that we're also working on is, I'll tell a lie. I'll just cover off on a couple of cross sections. So just highlighting in on Mandilla East, you can see the section line that's marked here. A couple of things I just want to talk about. Here is the section. So here you can actually see from a supergene zone near surface down to a mineralisation, it's still open at 250 metres below the surface. This section here demonstrates a real open pit opportunity, and one that we are continuing to drill out with additional infill drilling. Similar, Mandilla South, you can see the section line here. So now we've moved another kilometre away from Mandilla East. Again, as I've spoken about, there is a lot less drilling here at Mandilla South. And here is the section. What's a little bit more interesting about Mandilla South is we're actually finding the mineralisation a lot closer to the contact between the syenite and the sediment. In fact, diamond hole MDRCD 237, we actually got our largest quartz vein in the project to date. So it's over 1 metre of quartz veining with visible gold. So we're really interested in continuing to drill out this contact, and we will drill that up and down between Mandilla East and Mandilla South to see how we can extend that mineralisation. Either way, really, really keen as to what this 16,000 metre drill program at Mandilla South is going to uncover for us going forward. So again, whilst we've been drilling, we're also moving towards this pathway to development. And the reason we're doing that is we want to move as quickly as we can to get this project forward. So flora studies already underway and completed, fauna studies already underway and completed. We're doing an initial scoping level geotechnical study, a comprehensive metallurgical study is currently underway, and the mineral resource estimation, the first data set has been provided, and we're working towards that for this calendar year. I will provide a small caveat on the mineral resource estimate at the moment. There is a massive bow wave of data. As I said, we've drilled 56 holes for 8,200 metres, and whilst we're extremely fortunate to be drilling at the moment, because there's some companies that just can't get access to the rigs, where our backlog is at the moment is in drill results at the labs. So this 8,200 metres worth of drilling results, we need that to come into this mineral resource estimate. So if it's not this calendar year, it'll be very early in January, because I need that data to come in. We're also doing a desktop hydrogeological study, and once our second RC rig arrives on site, then we'll start doing the field work on the hydro. Now, all of these things, all of these early technical studies that we're doing pre-resource is because we fundamentally believe this project is going to get off the ground, and we want to fast-track Mandilla into development as quickly as we can. So just looking at starting to finish up, some of the key takeaways. As I said, this key management team has been successful before. We have a taste for success. We're hungry to deliver more success. AAR is well funded, $12.2 million cash in the bank. As I said, we brought $1.7 million in since quarter end, and there's another $1.7 million that we can bring in. So we are fully funded to do what we're saying we're going to do. 27,500 metre drill program is currently underway. We have one rig on site at the moment. We have a second rig. Interestingly enough, the rig is available. It's the crews that aren't. So given the relaxation of the state borders that we should be seeing in the next couple of days, we're hopeful to be able to get a crew onto this second drill rig, and then we'll have 2 RC rigs. So certainly early next calendar year, so in January, we'll be running with 2 RC rigs, and then we'll bring a third. We'll bring a diamond rig onto site to continue diamond drilling as well. As I spoke about, maiden mineral resource estimate underway. We will be drilling through the first half of 2021. So apart from this bow wave of drill results that we're expecting, we will have drill results constantly flowing through for the first half of 2021. Those technical and economic studies, we'll be working through those with the aim to deliver our pre-feasibility during 2021 and then continue on from there. So as a company and as a team, we are focused on progressing Mandilla through to make it a technically robust and commercially viable gold project going forward. Thank you very much.